Anytime she's ready, you gotta speak.
When she's ready, so what if she's not ready?
Well, I'm not.
See? She's not ready, Tony. What are you gonna do about that? All right. So, I'm talking to Robert, and I'm getting ready for the big final question, and they're telling me to wrap it up. And the second I started, they went, "You're done." And so I didn't get to ask it. And I thought, well, maybe I should start with this question with you, since it's so important. But it's the big breakup scene in the beginning of the movie, the pivotal emotional scene in the movie. Did you guys rehearse that or try it different ways? Because that's kind of like the focal point of the whole movie.
Yeah, that was an intimidating scene. I mean, it's been so sort of built up, not only in the fans' minds, but in the book. It is written in such a way that is unparalleled. It's like, you've never been broken up with like this, honey, trust me. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so I have to take very real things that I can relate to, but make them bigger and in like a world of fantasy. It's like, gosh, basically it was like a death scene without dying. But the breakup scene, that happens after this scene that you're talking about. And so we didn't do it a bunch of different ways. There were different versions taken because it was much longer in the book.
Right.
There were different versions.
Because there's so many different ways you can break up with somebody, but it has to work because this is what the movie's all about.
Yeah, I mean, it was always, we were always trying to do the book, and the scene was so specific in the book. I mean, we didn't try it different ways. We just tried to get as close to that as we could, which was, for Bella, until he's literally gone, she doesn't believe that he'll ever go. So like the breakup scene is just confusion. Yeah. The breakup scene's like, no, I couldn't possibly be wrong about this. And then it's, you know, subsequent death.
And you also have these, of course, the emotional scenes of, you know, right before you're lying in the woods, and of course the nightmare scene. I mean, how do you prepare for those emotionally? I mean, there's got to be long days on the set.
They were so long. Like, I could literally break down thinking about it. Like, I think that actually helped that we shot all night. I was by myself in the woods, like, wandering around. It felt real. I don't know, I'm not a big prep. I think you can conceptualize everything, you know, like, to such a ridiculous degree, but when you walk on set and you have to live it, you can't actually be thinking about all of these, like, metaphorical ideas behind why the story makes sense to you in your life and whatever. It's about, like, breathing it. And the only reason I was able to do that on this as comfortably as I feel I did was because of Chris, because he made me feel really safe.
I'm focusing on the word comfortable there, because there's a scene when you're standing out in the woods and they have the rain coming down on you, and it's quite a long scene.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking that had to have been a miserable day, too, on the set.
I had to take my contacts out because they were, like, flapping, and they digitally made my eyes brown. Yeah.
The things you go through for the movie, for the fans. The festival scene is a huge scene. When I'm looking at it, I was trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't real because it was so vast. And I understand, though, that they had a lot of fans in the cloaks out there and so forth like that. How was that experience? Because talk about being in the core of, you know, of your protective environment.
Yeah, it was a different. It wasn't like they were infiltrating. Everybody's like, gosh, you had fans on the set. It's like, yeah, but I mean, it was all, when we did close-ups, the strangest thing happened. Like, they didn't go back to extras holding. Obviously, they 2,000 people in red cloaks sat quietly on the stairs of this beautiful, massive square and watched, like, the scene where I'm running and I finally, like, make impact and I push him out of the light. It was like we finished the scene. Usually they say cut and you have to sort of go like, whoa, and you find yourself and it takes a couple seconds, but instantly, like, an eruption of applause and, like, people so, like screaming. And it was like doing theater, and I've never done that, and it was a different experience, but, like, the energy being thrown at you, I mean, I think that made the scene better.
Well, there's a new energy in this movie. I really loved it. I think I just can't wait to see what's coming next.
Nice.
Thank you.